Hi guys, how's it going?
Going well.
Good.
How are you?
Doing so well. I see everyone has their gin bottles. Let me grab mine. So we are going to be making a cocktail inspired by the youngest ever winner of the US Open. Do you know who that is for women?
Really? The youngest?
The youngest. Do you know who that is?
No,
Tracy
I
Austin.
don't know.
It's Tracy Austin. That's right. Tracy, if you're watching, this cocktail's for you.
What?
There
I heard
you
it's
go.
Tracy Gin and Jam.
Right. That's
Yes.
what it's called. Perfect. We nailed
Yeah.
it, guys. Michael, we have a very, very special guest.
And a pretty one at that.
Right. A gorgeous one at that. A multi-talented, a brilliant one at that. One of my best friends who I met when I lived in the South. Did you know I lived in the South?
Yeah, for a little bit. Houston, is that the South?
It was in Houston.
Yeah.
You know what? Texas is like its own thing, so I feel bad calling it the South, I recognize.
Well,
You know what I
I
mean?
think you can.
Right. I'm a New Yorker, so it's the South to me, to be honest with you.
And it's like kind of the southish of Texas.
Totally. Amen.
It's the
And
east of Texas.
it was like Southeast Texas, so it's technically the South of something. But you are
Yes.
from like the traditional American South, right? You're from where?
Columbia, South Carolina.
Right. And so let me just say, I have never been fed better in my life than when Nathalie would cook dinner for me in Houston. She once made this like tortellini soup that was like creamy with a tomato base. And I'm just saying, I may dream about it still. So I
Perfect.
have you on Serving Up the Tea, remote edition, because first of all, love you so much. So happy you could be here.
Love
And-
you.
yeah.
So glad I could make it
Thank you. And
virtually.
and we will do one in person one day
Yes.
when we survive the apocalypse.
Yeah, I have to meet Michael in person.
Absolutely. You know what? People need a drink, right? And people need to reminisce about tennis, or at least that's just Mychael and I.
Dream about tennis.
We dream about tennis. We have all of our tennis courts here taken away from us, understandably, like they should. Stay home,
Yeah.
stay safe. But we are missing it. For sure. The cocktail today you sourced from a really cool website called honestlyyum.com. That's honestlyyum.com. And it is for one of the most all-American players who had a short but bright career, Tracy Austin.
Woo, Tracy!
Yay!
Tracy, we love you. And Nathalie, what are we calling this cocktail?
We are cleverly, not really, calling it the Tracy Aus-gin and Jam.
Ah, clever.
That is
There
so
you go.
clever. Don't sell yourself short. She told me
The
that
only tennis pun I could come up with.
So it's the Tracy Aus-gin and Jam. And honestly, like gin and jam sounds very red, white, and blue to me. It sounds like the cocktail I want at a picnic or like watching the US Open, which, do you know how many times Tracy Austin won the US Open?
2.
Twice. She won it twice. I think what we should do first is just tell everyone what the ingredients are for this cocktail. So we can each van a white one or two. Do you want to start, Nathalie?
I am actually going to start with the jam just because it's the weirdest ingredient.
Okay.
I use a raspberry jalapeno or raspberry pepper jam. You can really use any jam you want to. I've used it with like a white tea and fig jam. You could do it with a couple of others, but I like the little bit of heat that the jalapeno pepper brings in at the end of it, but it also sweetens it up and covers up
Awesome.
the ingredient that I'll let one of y'all take.
What's this? How much of this do the general public need?
Just a teaspoon.
A teaspoon. Okay, let me go get a
Yep.
teaspoon.
Okay. I mean, you can like eyeball it. I guess I also need
Eyeball
to
it.
get a teaspoon.
Sweeter, a little less sweeter.
I like it a
Here.
little sweeter just because I actually don't love the flavor of gin, ironically, since the cocktail base is gin, but
Hey, tell the
but
people
this
what they
one,
need to
you can't
know.
taste it.
It's
No,
real.
sorry about it. I like bourbon. I'm from the South.
There you go. I love that. I'm a vodka guy, and like to me, gin is very juniper-y, right? Like the juniper. You know what I mean?
This should, yes, which is why I also don't like it, but this should cover it up, I hope. Fingers
Perfect. I love that. Bringing families together.
Yeah.
One cocktail at a time. Okay, cool. So then how much gin do we need? You sent me Hendrick's gin, which is so sweet. 2?
Yeah, 2 ounces of gin. So you can get whatever kind you want. This is because it has a pretty label. It's called Koval, and it's because it has a pretty label. It's called Koval, and
Nice.
it's actually really good.
I love that. What gin do you have?
I have Sapphire.
Nice. Okay. Can't go wrong. So it's 1 ounce of gin per US Open that Tracy Austin won.
Per US Open.
There you go.
I love that. That's terrific. So we have these two. I know that the lemon juice is something that we need, right? How much lemon juice?
1 ounce of lemon juice.
Perfect. How much simple syrup?
Half an ounce.
Perfect. So I made it. What?
Fun fact, Lars told me how to make simple syrup because I didn't have any.
And did you make it?
Did you make it?
I made it.
I'm so impressed with you because you're showing me up since I bought it.
Equal parts sugar and water. Done and done.
Yes.
It's the easiest thing to make, and it'll make your cocktail 1,000 times better.
Definitely like a chemistry class right now.
Totally.
Yes.
Okay, so Nathalie, let's go step by step through this.
Okay.
And every step we take, I'm going to give you one fun fact about Tracy Austin.
Love that. I have actually also learned from you that you start with the cheapest ingredient, right?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Perfect. So simple syrup is the cheapest because it was like 3 cents worth of sugar.
Love it.
So we're going to measure out half of an ounce, kind of loosely.
Perfect.
Loosely.
Okay. And I'm just going to pour that in my shaker.
I love that. That's so good. And you know what? Speaking of sugar, Tracy Austin. Oh, Michael left.
Shaker.
Speaking of sugar, Tracy Austin is actually like one of the most beloved players from her era. And I think a big reason for that was she had a very all-American game. She had a solid two-handed backhand. She was really a pinpointer. She was a sharpshooter when it came to hitting the lines. And if you think about the era then, wooden rackets were still a thing. And for her to be able to hit the ball so substantially with like such power and fortitude, but also she was a very graceful player, you know, reminds me of the simple syrup we got.
I really like Tracy Austin because of her commentating. She's always really nice and she's factual, so that's part of it.
I agree with you about that.
Yeah, super factual.
I have a big bias against commentators, unfortunately, because of the fact that I feel like they really don't do a good job when commentating the Williams sisters. I think that they typically commentate from a pretty harsh and unfair place, but I think that Tracy Austin does a solid job commentating. What's the next ingredient?
We're going to do our lemon juice. So we're going to do an ounce of lemon juice.
An ounce of lemon juice. I was getting excited. I thought
Lars, is a shot glass 1 ounce?
I think it's 1.5.
Yeah.
Just go like
say,
a scant shot glass.
You know what lemon juice makes me think about? Lemon juice makes me think
Tracy
about,
Austin.
Yeah, and how many people know that she won 2 U.S. Open singles titles, but did you know that she won a mixed doubles title at Wimbledon?
Doubles, yeah, that's what I heard.
Did you really?
A lot of people don't realize that like some of the most well-known commentators have a mixed doubles title from, like Mary Carrillo won the French Open mixed.
See, I'm learning also. I'm learning every single day with tennis with Lars.
There you go. You know, school is in session.
Still.
For some reason, this lemon juice makes me think about Wimbledon and that she won a mixed doubles title there.
I love that. It's kind of like almost tennis ball, yellow green.
That's probably what it is in the green. Like literally, I'm such a tennis person that anytime I see green, I'm like, immediately.
This is like Masters green,
right?
And this is like lemon yellow. But if you combine them, it's like Wimbledon-y.
Totally. Wait, by Masters green, do you mean golf?
I do.
Yeah, I picked up on that. I know you know about golf.
Well, now I do. My husband's a big golfer, so I had to learn about it.
That's fair. That's good. You learn about hobbies of your spouses.
Exactly.
Okay, is it jam time? Because I really hope it's jam time.
We actually throw the jam in very last. Yeah. I don't know why. Sorry, but it's coming. Okay. But now is the party.
It's the party time. I love it.
The party.
Okay, 2 ounces. Yeah. 2 ounces.
Perfect. Boom. So okay. I'm gonna ask you a fun fact I don't know the answer to right now, but about to look up.
Okay.
How many?
This is promising for me.
How many times did Tracy, like, what do you think the head-to-head between Tracy Austin and Martina Navratilova is? I just thought.
Yes, first, Nathalie. I'll go second.
I'm going to ask you the dumbest question that I hope you edit out. What does it mean when you say head-to-head?
Oh, I love that. Okay. Permission to not edit this out? Maybe.
Fine.
Okay, cool. So essentially,
Sure.
when two
Clearly, I'm not the tennis pro
develop,
here.
right, when two players play each other and then continue to play each other, I also love I have T-Rex hands right now. When they continue to play each other, they have a head-to-head. So Tracy versus Martina.
Got it.
What is
That's
their
what
head-to-head?
okay, that's what I figured. So I need to know, like, how many did Tracy win?
Right.
How many did she win?
And let me give you a hint because this is completely unfair. I didn't know the answer to it. So
Right.
that's not, and I know the answer to most things. 27 times they played.
Oh, good.
So they played that many times. And I will tell you that it is in favor of Martina.
Okay. Then I'm going to say that Tracy won 13 of them, just like barely under.
I really like that guess. What about you, Michael?
I think I'm gonna say like 2, because Martina was a monster.
It's 10-17. I don't think that Tracy would have sort of the legend status she would if she lost 15 times.
Well, look
Probably
at
not.
Maria and Serena.
Right. I
Head
get
to head.
that. At the end of the day, we're here to celebrate Tracy Austin. And she won 10 times against Martina. And like the height of Martina, I think one really important thing for everyone to remember about Tracy is that she made 44 finals and only really played professional tennis for like a little under 5 years because of her injuries. She, like, in 5 years made 44 finals, and sadly, her body just had other plans. So we're gonna drink to you. What's the last step? I'm so ready.
The jam.
Jam.
Okay.
Jam.
How many ounces are we putting in this, or teaspoons? Or?
I think it's 1 teaspoon, right?
Just a teaspoon. Yeah.
Perfect. Can I just say there's like red pepper flakes in this? It looks.
Yes, there are.
I want to hold it up to my monitor to see. Do you see that texture?
Oh, yum.
Yes. Do I need a stir for this, or am I shaking?
You're shaking.
Oh, are you okay?
I might have cut my hand.
Okay, but it was for Tracy, right?
No, I'm fine. It was for Tracy. Okay. Also, I take like a pretty generous teaspoon. So I'm just getting ice.
Sure, I got my ice here. I'm gonna quiz Michael while you get that ice. Michael, which California city did Tracy win her last title in?
I'm gonna say where Stanford is.
It's the opposite direction. It was San Diego. Good try.
I was gonna guess San Diego.
San Diego used to be home to one of like the most important women's tennis tournaments. Cool. So we shake, right?
Yes, I'm gonna mute myself so you don't hear it shake.
Okay, I'm not. Here we go. I feel like I need to really get in there with this one.
40 shakes for how many finals? Or 44 shakes for
Right, 44 shakes for 44 finals. Exactly right. We will put that in the official recipe guidelines below.
Oh, it's pretty.
It's really pretty.
Cool. Okay.
Did you already pour yours? Okay.
I did not pour mine. I have my fun glass.
Ooh, love that. I have a plain glass, but I have a fun ice ball.
I have the same thing. I thought of the same thing.
That's
Cheers.
so cute. Okay, I'm just gonna pour it up here because of the sun. Nathalie, I love this color.
It's very
gorgeous.
Jammy looking.
It is. It's a very, like, it's such a picnic cocktail.
It is. It's a great picnic cocktail.
Cool. Now, question. You know my rule on garnish. There has to be one.
I thought of it.
Is there any way to garnish this?
What
would you recommend?
If you're a spicy person, quite honestly, it would be really nice to do a little jalapeno slice garnish.
Good rack.
If not, you could throw in like a raspberry or maybe like a mint leaf.
Perfect. You know what? Or both. And actually, at honestlyyum.com, they mentioned putting in some more jam.
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. Sorry. You can do a teaspoon of jam and then kind of like swirl it around, which continues to make it sweeter.
I'm going to do
and
that.
it just like, the presentation can be nice. Oh, I'll let you in on my felony. Hold on.
Oh, perfect.
So have y'all ever been to Jenny's Ice Cream? Do y'all have that in California?
I have one of those too.
This is their sample spoon, and I take them.
Because
they're
took one.
metal.
And if Jenny's Ice Cream is listening, we shop at your place. So there you go.
Yeah.
Not really stealing, right?
Right. We paid for your ice cream. Cheers.
Cheers to Tracy.
Cheers, Tracy.
This is delicious.
I'm glad you like it.
Good.
It's a little more ginny than I've had before. So you can feel free to like doctor it with some more simple syrup.
Well, for gin lovers, they're going to love this. And what I like about it is that I don't taste the gin. Like, I taste the gin, but it isn't like juniper concentrated.
Yeah. It's subtle. I like it.
Exactly. That's the right word for it. Unlike Tracy Austin's game, which was not subtle, and why she made 44 finals.
Wow, I didn't know that. That's a really cool fact. I had no idea.
Thank you.
This is really good, by the way.
I'm glad you like it.
I'm gonna make another one. What about you, Michael?
I'm gonna make another one. Because our last drink I really didn't like that much, but this one I really like.
TBT to my existential crisis on air.
That's part of the experience,
yeah, you
right?
can't like everything, right?
You can't like everything.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
I'm having an existential crisis right now.
How did you make it?
Same. Equal parts sugar and water. Melted it. Didn't let it come to a boil, obviously, because I didn't want it to like caramelize at all. So I just let the sugar melt. Took it off the heat, and I have this like great little mason jar.
Yeah, I mean, I love the fact that you just MacGyver this stuff and you throw it together. I
right.
literally found
exactly
strawberry jam in my fridge. Lavender strawberry jam.
Which is like, I would love to try lavender strawberry with this, and next time we're with each other, I would love for you to try the jalapeno raspberry.
Yeah, with a little kick.
Y'all can have a little jam share.
We can have
a jam session.
Tracy Aus-gin and jam sesh.
Love it.
You know what, Tracy, if you're watching, we would love for you to try with your jam at home and tell us what jam you use for your own cocktail.
Yes, cheers to you, Tracy.
Hey, Tracy.
Cheers, Tracy.
Oh my goodness, with your 3.
Do you think she'll watch this?
Yes, I'm gonna tweet it out.
Yeah, we're gonna push it. I'm gonna tag Brad Gilbert again.
Okay, here's a question for y'all.
Yes.
If you could have any tennis player watch your spill the tea, share the tea, spill the tea, and like engage with you and have like a banter about it, who would it be, considering your level of admiration for them and their like bantering abilities? You want someone funny, you know?
I would say Andre Agassi for me. I mean, grew up with him, with his play. I think he's chill and relaxed, and he's not uptight. Okay. So that I would want to like have a one-on-one with him. That'd be cool, and not sexually.
Totally. I would say, I'm not sure if they drink alcohol, to be completely honest with you, but the Williams sisters, of course. Already made my Serena cocktail and was gonna make my Venus cocktail before we got shuttered in, and we're gonna hold off on the Venus cocktail till Mychael and I can do it together in person.
What is gonna be the Venus cocktail?
Stay tuned. But it's definitely if you think about Venus, it's beauty, it's grace, it's the utmost class, but it packs a punch. It's fruity, it's fun, it's flirty, it's all the above.
It could be a Moet moment.
Yup, it's possibly a Moet moment.
So exercise. No, I'm not going to. I'm going to have another one.